Drawing with a ballpoint pen will make you a better artist, guaranteed, and I'm not lying. I wish I could tell every single person this who loves to draw or who loves to create artwork. This is why you should be drawing with a ballpoint pen, even if you don't want to use it as your main tool. I've been drawing with a pen for over a decade. With no teachers, no mentors, I am self-taught and I learned everything on my own. When you draw with a pen, it seems super hard at first, but trust me, it becomes super, super easy, therefore making you the best artist that you can ever be. The reason why a pen is the best tool you can use to become better at drawing is because it's permanent. Yes, I know, we all know it's permanent. The thing with pen is that when you draw with it, obviously you can't really erase it. So every line you put down on the paper has to be super intentional. When I first started drawing with a ballpoint pen, I was so nervous to even create a line because what if I mess up, then I can't fix it. But now I've done it so much that when I do create a line, even if I do mess up a little bit, I'm able to fix it or I know what to do to continue with the drawing. Not many people know this though. You can erase pen just a little bit, but it's not pencil, it's not the same. Now when you draw with pencil, you can erase, start over, you can correct things as many times as you want. When you draw with a pen, you can't really do anything about it. If you make a huge mistake, you're just gonna have to start over, but that's okay because it builds character, it builds patience within yourself, and it makes you a stronger and more intentional artist. And honestly, you know, who needs to erase? If you draw without erasing, you just get better automatically. So who really needs to erase their artwork? Being able to erase makes you second guess yourself so many times. Say if you're drawing a portrait with all this detail, and it's like, I don't know if this drawing actually looks like my reference image. So I'm going to erase this, start this part over, erase that, start this part over. And then this becomes a cycle of repetition that never really ends. But with pen, when you draw with a pen, it ends at some point because you end up finishing the drawing or it's just way too dark. You can't do anything about it. So drawing with a pen and not being able to erase is super important and it's super crucial to build your hand skills, your technical skills as an artist. Reason number 2 is that you cannot blend the pen. Okay, now I will say this. Depending on how you draw with a ballpoint pen, yes, you can blend it and smudge it just a little bit, but it does not act the same as charcoal or graphite. Blending with pen is nearly impossible. Like, you cannot do it. And a lot of artists that I come across, or artists that actually send me their work to actually critique them and help them become a better artist, I notice in their drawings, especially portraits, they use a blending stump or some type of Q-tip or a rag, even their finger, which is, I do not recommend. Do not use your finger. Please do not use your finger. But they use any type of external blending tool to blend their drawing. And they don't just blend smooth areas, they blend every single thing. Things that actually need texture and things that are also supposed to be smooth, like they blend every single thing. I tell them all the time, do not rely on your blending tool because it hinders your growth as an artist and as a drawer. You want to be able to use your pencil, your charcoal, your pen to blend and create smooth skin texture or any smooth textures that you can create. If you always rely on one tool, then you're gonna feel like you can't do anything without that tool. And what if you're in a situation where you wanna draw, but you forgot to pack that tool or you just don't have it with you? So it's super important to be able to create smooth textures without using a blending stump. Reason number 3, and this is actually a big one, it teaches you not to rely on the best, quote unquote, the best art materials, right? When you go to an art store, you have pencils that cost like $10, or you have some art tools that are like $50 for a set. And honestly, you don't need all that. I draw with my mechanical pencil. Obviously, what this video is about, I draw with a very cheap pen. It probably costs like 5 cents to make this ballpoint pen, but it's important to use what you have and not to think about what you don't have and then don't do anything about it. You know, don't even draw because you feel like you don't have the best of the best tools or the tools you've been wanting for a very long time. Everyone has a ballpoint pen somewhere. I'm sure it's probably in your backpack, it's in your drawer. Ask a friend, ask a family member. Like, I'm sure someone has a ballpoint pen. And if you really don't have one, this is what I want you to do. Go to like any hotel or any store really and ask for a pen, or ask if I can write something down. Like, bring a notepad, ask the person if I can write something down. Do you have a ballpoint pen? And if they say yes, they give it to you, write it down and take it. Yes, take the ballpoint pen, I said it. If you go to school, there's ballpoint pens everywhere you can have. Like, just use what you have and don't harp on the fact that you don't have what this artist on Instagram with 1 million followers has. You know, you can do anything with the tools. It's not about the tools, it's about the artist and how they use the tools. Don't be afraid to use these cheap materials. I'm telling you, like, although they're made cheaply, they still can work. You still can create amazing artwork, amazing drawings, realistic drawings with these tools. And I don't know how many times I have to preach this. I am an example of this. Like, if you see my work, if you see me drawing with a pen, if you see me drawing with a mechanical pencil, you know that it is possible. And I'm just like you. We're no different. I was at a point where you were before. The only difference is that I put in more time and more hours into perfecting my craft. And you can do the same. You just have to stay consistent and draw to get better. The fourth reason, it teaches you patience. And this is probably one of the most important reasons why you should be drawing with a pen. You know, I'm not sponsored by anyone. Well, as of now, I'm not sponsored by anybody. So it's not about, I'm not trying to push a specific brand. I'm just trying to push that drawing with a ballpoint pen is so crucial to your advancement when it comes to drawing. When you sit down for hours and draw with a pencil, it's not really that frustrating because you know you can always correct your mistakes. You know that if you do mess up, it's okay. So you feel more relaxed, you feel more calm. But when you sit down for hours and draw with a pen, it's like every single line, too many sweats, you know? But you got it, and it's not hard, I'm telling you. Take those initial lines, keep drawing those lines on a piece of paper over and over and over until you become comfortable with using the pen or drawing a line with the pen. From there on out, you can start to move on to the next step, like, how do I crosshatch? Oh, how do I scribble? Oh, how do I use a stippling technique? It's that simple. One step at a time, sit there, you learn, and you just keep drawing. I know when you sit in one place, it can be so frustrating. It happened to me so many times. I would sit down for hours and draw, and then I'll look at the time, and it's only been like 10 minutes, and I'll be like, you know what? I can't draw no more. Like, I have to get up, I have to do something else. It's just my body's tensing up. Here is a secret to help you sit there for hours and draw. Entertain yourself. I know drawing is fun, but over time, it can feel like work, and it can feel like it takes too much time. So what you do is, you sit down, you start drawing, you take your iPad, you take your phone, you take your laptop, you take your TV, turn it on, put on YouTube, put on a TV show that you really love, watch a movie that you always want to watch, listen to a podcast, listen to music. You don't have to just sit there in silence and draw, right? You can do pretty much whatever you can while you draw. So incorporate that into your drawing routine, and that way it won't feel like a chore, it won't feel like it's actually work, and you will actually start to enjoy it more and more and more. And then eventually you'll be able to sit there for hours and draw for like 5 hours straight. Yes, I've drawn for 5 hours straight before. And don't get me wrong, like, drawing for a long time is good if you can sit there, but it's not for everybody. And if you're not able to do that, then don't do it. Just at least try to distract yourself from drawing so you can actually get through it. If you don't want to sit there for hours, that's totally understandable. Sit there for an hour, like each day, or 4 times a week at least. And trust me, you'll see so much progress within your art journey and especially your technical skills. Reason number 5 is that you stand out from the crowd. Why is standing out from the crowd important? Well, because if everyone does the same thing, that niche, that area is oversaturated. I'm not saying that there aren't a lot of ballpoint pen artists, right? But to be able to draw with a ballpoint pen and a pencil will definitely help you stand out more. One day you might decide, you know what? I want to draw this portrait. Let's do half in pencil and half in pen, and you post it on social media. It goes viral versus if you just draw a pencil drawing. It's like, okay, so many people draw with pencil. We get it, you know, it's nothing new. I've seen this before. Drawing with a ballpoint pen is definitely unique and it's definitely new. I can't tell you how many people I've convinced, well, I wouldn't say convinced, but I've inspired to get them to draw with a ballpoint pen for the first time. And people always send me the artwork through my email, and I just give them feedback on what they can do better. So there's so many ballpoint pen artists who want to learn, who are curious on how to do certain things. And this is a small group of artists who draw with a pen. So no, it doesn't have to be your main tool. It'll just be something that you can do on the whim, like something you can create with just a very cheap pen. How many people can do that? Like, no one. Every time I go into any establishment and I see like the ballpoint pens I draw with, I'm like, man, these people don't even know what I can do with this pen. I can create a masterpiece, right? Confidence can really change your life. I mean really, really change your life. Think of a confident person. What does that person do? What does that person do throughout the day? How do they talk to people? How do they present themselves in a room full of people? If you're not confident now, that doesn't mean you can't be confident ever. There was a time where I really wasn't that confident, but drawing with a pen made me a lot more confident. And no, not just with creating artwork, but with other things in my life. I'm telling you, it seems so weird and it seems so different, but it's true. I never thought that drawing with a pen can make me a lot more confident person outside of what I do when it comes to art. Like just being in public, around my family, around my friends, just random people I don't know, I feel a lot more confident. Even showing up on camera, I just feel a lot more confident. And the reasoning is because when you start something that you have no idea what you're doing, and then you start to do it over and over and you build that momentum and then you build that skill and you see yourself actually getting better at it, you apply that to other things in your life because that feeling doesn't become unfamiliar anymore. So drawing with a pen, drawing with things that you've never done before, and then seeing that progress will make you confident in other things in your life. Shoot, I've been drawing with a pen for so long. I never thought I can actually help other people become better because, like, why me? I'm just a random person who just likes to draw with a pen. I realized if I gatekeep all my information and I keep it to myself, then I wouldn't really add value to other people and help other people in their journey. When I was younger, when I started drawing with a pen, I needed help. I wanted somebody to actually guide me and give me the tools I need in order to create amazing drawings. That's why I decided to create a book on how to draw with a ballpoint pen. It's really beginner friendly. It goes from drawing with a pen, like where to get the pen, where to get the paper, the different techniques you can use to avoid smudging with the pen, all the way to transitioning through like a very amazing realistic portrait. I had the confidence, I built the confidence to create it and give the value to other people. And it's not about me selling my ebook. I mean, people have bought it, they've gotten a lot of value from it, but I'm not the only person you could get value from. The internet is free in most cases. So use the internet, use what you have in order to learn as much as possible when it comes to drawing. I remember drawing with a ballpoint pen for the first time when I was in high school. It was like my sophomore year of high school, 2016. I came home, I sat on the couch, I was scrolling through Instagram like any teenager does, right? And then I came across this amazing, talented ballpoint pen artist. And I said to myself, why don't I try drawing with a ballpoint pen? Like, I've never tried it before. I love drawing with pencil, so it shouldn't be that much harder, right? So I found a pen, I started drawing with it, and I wasn't the best at first, but it was very enjoyable. It was so much fun. And I hear this all the time from people who follow me on social media and who send me artwork. They said, wow, I would never thought to draw with a pen if it wasn't for you, and it's so much fun to do. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, like drawing with a pen is really fun. Give it a try. If you don't like it, fine, don't draw with it again. But I'm telling you, give it a try. I started in 2016 and 2020. I was able to draw things like this, amazing realistic ballpoint pen portraits with just a pen. It took me 4 years being self-taught. Imagine if you had the information, the tools, and actually knowing what to do with this tool in order to create realistic drawings. One of my favorite drawings I've ever done with a ballpoint pen was in 2022. And this is it right here. This is a drawing of Chadwick Boseman. As you can see, this is all ballpoint pen, and I didn't use any blending tools, all cross-hatching. You see how smooth the skin is, how it's able to capture the background, and that's because I took my time, I will have patience, and I learn as much as I can with every stroke I put on the paper. I appreciate you for watching. Peace out.